Hi guys, so we're going to get started in a child's pose position. I have my toes together and my knees apart because it's just a lot more gentle on my lower back, and I'm relaxing forward onto my mat with my arms stretched out. Stay here for a few moments and just breathe. Connect with your breath. Don't do anything to change it. Now we're going to walk our hands over to the top right corner of our mat, feeling that stretch in our left side body. And now walking our hands back to the middle. Let's walk over to the top left corner with our hands, feeling the stretch this time in our right side body. And then walking our hands back to the center. Now move your hands underneath your shoulders and push up to a tabletop with a neutral spine. Hands are right underneath the shoulders, knees are right underneath the hips. Your gaze is pointed downwards. And let's cow the back, dropping the belly button towards the ground and looking up. Now cat the back. The belly button contracts in and the head and tail drop down. Again, cow the back, dropping the belly button down, arching the spine. And cat the back, contracting the belly button in. Return to neutral spine. We're going to do something called wagging our tail now. We're going to look back at the right side of our hip and then come back to the center. Look back at the left side of your hip and come back. Then at the right side of your hip and center. Look at the left side of your hip and then center. Now we're going to come into puppy dog pose, extending your arms out long and keeping your hips right over your knees. Sink your chest down towards the mat. If you feel really comfortable, you can rest your chin on the mat, or you can do what I'm doing and rest your forehead on the mat instead. Now we're coming into watercress pose, keeping the hips off the ground and bending the knees. We're going to drop the chin and the chest to the ground, flexing the feet, and circle the arms back by your knees. If this is uncomfortable on your neck, feel free to rest your forehead on the mat instead. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, push back up into a tabletop position. Now we're going to go into a high plank. You can either do what I'm doing and cross the ankles and keep your knees on the ground, or you can do a full high plank and keep your knees off the ground and tucking the toes. We're warming up our core here. Engage your core, zip up the gap in your rib cage, and feel the fire burn inside of your belly. Now we're going to release our feet and push into downward dog. Our hips are going to come up high, and our feet and hands are going to press firmly into the mat. Three-legged dog. Float the right leg up behind you and then crunch the knee into the chest, stepping through to a low lunge. Gently place the back knee down and untuck the toes. Crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up high and exhale the hands down to prayer at chest. Again, inhale up high, exhale down to prayer. One more time, inhale arms up high, exhale hands back down. Hands come down to frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, and lift the back knee. Step the back foot in just a little bit for pyramid pose. Both feet are parallel, both legs are straight. Inhale as you extend your spine long and exhale as you fold closer to your front knee. Slide the back foot back down to low lunge, then inhale the arms up to high crescent lunge. Hands come down to heart center. Use your core to keep your balance. Revolved lunge. Twist to face your right and hook your left elbow on the outside of your right knee, engaging your core to keep your balance here. Untwist. Arms float up, and then exhale down to low lunge. Step the right foot back to downward dog. Lower to a high plank, keeping your pelvis down. Chaturanga, lower halfway down. Upward dog. Brush your nose against the mat and lift your face, chest, and belly, pressing your hands into the mat. Tuck the toes and lift the pelvis back up to downward dog. Three-legged dog. Float the left leg up behind you. Crunch the left knee into the chest, then step the foot through to low lunge. Gently drop the back knee down and untuck the toes, crescent lunge. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale down to prayer. Inhale the arms up overhead, exhale down to prayer. Inhale the arms up overhead and exhale down to prayer. Hands come down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up to low lunge. Step the back foot into a pyramid, both feet parallel. Inhale to extend the spine, exhale to press closer to the knee. Gently slide back down into a low lunge. Inhale the arms up to a high crescent lunge. Bring the hands down to prayer. Revolved lunge. Twist to face the left and hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee, zipping up your rib cage to keep your balance. Untwist. Hands float up, then back down to low lunge. Step the left foot back to a downward dog. Vinyasa. Float down to high plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Tuck the back toes and lift the hips high. Downward dog. Three-legged dog. Float up the right leg behind you. Tuck the right knee into the chest and step the foot through to low lunge. Inhale the arms up to a high crescent lunge. Turn out the back foot for warrior one. Arms come down and hands come to prayer. Hands float up and lower behind you, clasping your hands behind your back. Lift your chest here. Bowing warrior one. Lower your torso to hover in line with your front leg. Maybe your hands stay on your lower back. Maybe they float up towards the ceiling. Gently raise your torso up. Unclasp your hands and float the arms up overhead, high prayer. Open up to face the left side for warrior two. Gaze over your front hand. Peaceful warrior. Breathe the right arm up and back, sliding the left hand down the left thigh. Extended side angle. Rest the right elbow on the right knee and raise the left arm to a diagonal overhead. Look down at your toes. Warrior two, and then back to peaceful warrior. Warrior two, and straighten the front leg for triangle pose. Lean the torso down. Have the left arm straight up overhead. Right hand can be on the ankle or on the foot or on the floor. Bend the front knee and come back to warrior two. Windmill the arms down to a low lunge. Step the left foot up to meet the right, forward fold. Have a tiny bend in the knees. Gorilla pose, lift halfway up. And come back down. Circle sweep the arms up to Urdhva Hastasana. Swan dive forward, forward fold. Gorilla pose, halfway up. Forward fold. Bend the knees deeply, press the hands into the mat, and step back into a low lunge. Right foot forward. Now step back into downward dog. Vinyasa, lower to high plank. Chaturanga, halfway down. Upward dog. Tuck the toes and lift the pelvis up to downward dog. Three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up behind you. Step through to low lunge. Breathe the arms up to a high crescent lunge. Turn out the back foot for warrior one and bring the hands to prayer center. Inhale the arms back up and circle sweep them down, clasping your hands behind your back. Lift your chest. Bowing warrior one. Tilt your torso down next to your front thigh. Either keep your clasped hands on your lower back or lift them up behind you towards the ceiling. Torso comes up and the hands circle sweep up to the ceiling. Open up to warrior two facing the left, gazing over your front hand. Peaceful warrior, left arm sweeps up and back. Side angle, resting your left elbow on your left knee, extend your right arm up at a high diagonal. Peaceful warrior. Triangle pose. Right arm is up towards the ceiling. Left hand is on the ankle or on the foot or on the mat. Peaceful warrior. Warrior two. Windmill the arms down to a low lunge. Step the right foot forward, gorilla pose, then forward fold. Circle sweep the arms up high, Urdhva Hastasana. Swan dive forward. Lift the torso halfway. Forward fold. Bend the knees and step back to a low lunge with the left foot forward. Step back to downward dog. Vinyasa, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Downward dog. Three-legged dog, float the right leg up and step through to low lunge. Step the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Lift halfway, then back down. Circle sweep the arms up to Urdhva Hastasana. Swan dive forward. Lift halfway and down. Chair pose. Bend the knees, send the pelvis back. Arms up at a high diagonal. When you look down with just your eyes, you should be able to see your toes. Bring hands down to prayer at heart center. Step the left foot back to a high lunge. Turn out the back foot for warrior one. Open up to Warrior 2, turning to face the left. Your gaze is over your right hand. Turn both feet parallel. Now clasp your hands behind your back and bow forward, either keeping your hands on your lower back or lifted up towards the ceiling, gazing between your legs. Unclasp the hands gently and grab your right ankle with your left hand, twisting the right arm up to the ceiling. Gently come back to low lunge. Breathe the arms up to a high lunge. Hands come down to heart center. Step the back foot in and prepare for Warrior 3, zipping up your rib cage. Tilt forward, either keeping your toe on the mat or lifting your leg up behind you. Lift the chest. Engage the core to maintain your balance. Maintain a tiny bend in the standing leg. Now gently step your back foot down, come back to low lunge. Step back to downward dog. Vinyasa. High plank, chaturanga, upward dog. Tuck the toes and lift the pelvis up, downward dog. Three-legged dog, float the left leg up and back, then step through to a low lunge. Step the right foot forward, forward fold. Gorilla pose, lift halfway, then back down. Circle sweep the arms up to Savasana. Swan dive forward. Lift up halfway, and back down. Chair pose. Bend the knees deeply and send the pelvis back. Arms come up to a high diagonal, framing the ears. Hands come down to prayer at heart center. Step the right foot back to a high lunge. Turn out the back foot for Warrior 1, then open up to Warrior 2, gazing over the left hand. Turn the feet parallel and float the arms up. Then bring them down and clasp the hands behind you. Bow forward as far as you can, either keeping the clasped hands on the lower back or lifting them up towards the ceiling, gazing between your legs. Gently release the hands down. Grab the left ankle with the right hand and twist the left arm up toward the ceiling. Make your way into low lunge with the left foot forward. Circle sweep the arms up to a high crescent lunge. Step the back foot in a little bit and hands come to prayer at chest. Prepare for Warrior 3. Tilt forward, keeping your chest lifted. Either have your right toes on the mat or lift your leg up behind you. Keep a micro bend in your front knee. Come back down to low lunge. Step back to downward dog. Vinyasa, high plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog, bend the knees and come down to the mat, sitting on your feet. Tuck your toes for hero pose and sit on your heels. Sweep the arms up to a high diagonal and lower your head down towards the mat, either touching the mat with your head or only bending down halfway. Do whatever makes you comfortable here. Put the hands on the mat to lift your torso up. Lift your bottom off of your heels and place your hands on your bottom as if to place them in back pockets. Arch the back for camel pose, lifting the chest to the ceiling. If you like, you can bring the hands down to the heels to open the chest even more for a deeper stretch. If you feel comfortable doing so, tilt your head back. Bring the hands back to the bottom and sit back down on your heels, toes untucked. Sit on your bottom and bend both legs with the left leg in front. Both legs should come to a 90-degree angle for a Z-sit. Twist over to your left side and stretch away from your legs. Push back up. Now let's do the stretch on the other side. Place the right leg in front this time, bending both knees into 90-degree angles. Twist over to your right side and stretch away from your bent knees. Push back up and bring your legs in front of you. Roll down to your mat and hug your knees into your chest. Squeeze tightly here. Now release everything out to Savasana. We're going to relax the entire body. Squeeze the toes, clench the toes into the feet. Now clench the knees, feeling them go tense. And now the hands and hips. Squeeze your hands into fists. Feel your chest and shoulders tighten, and your head as well. Now release everything. Notice how relaxed you feel. We are dealing with very stressful times right now. I found 2 poems by Bodi that help me relax in this moment. You are here still, despite it all, despite depression's siren call. Be proud of your persistence, your presence, your perseverance. There is strength within you. There is resilience. You are not alone in your anxiety. Fear is a part of being human, and here you are, taking it breath by breath. Here you are in the middle of it all, growing, being, blooming. Now start to remember yourself, wiggling your fingers and toes, and rolling over onto one side. Now push up to a comfortable seat and bring the hands to heart center. The light and love in me honors and respects the light and love in you. Namaste.